June 2nd. It is Sunday, so we're going to be doing Sunday methods of the Sima. First, we're going to turn to how to win friends and influence people. We're on part 3, chapter 2, a sure way of making enemies and how to avoid it. He opens up with a story about Theodore Roosevelt, a quotation by Alexander Pope, and of course, a Supreme Court case. Benjamin Franklin is mentioned. Oh, and Mr. Crowley, but not the same one that we're thinking of as far as Alistair is concerned. But yes, principle 2, show respect for the other person's opinions. Never say you're wrong. In fact, this happened recently in an episode of The View where a liberal on race theory is talking about how, this whole theory of colorblindness is... Anyway, and he dives into it and he gets attacked and he verbally by one of the co-hosts of the show. And as she is assaulting him, he tends to agree and say, like, your points are valid, blah, 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 right? And that is one way to ease the tension, so to speak. So let's go over now to methods of the Sima. We're in the chapter establishing titles. We're going to read verse 12. In every case of war, once you have aroused the people's energy and applied it to the issue of your policies, appear to be lenient and show them the towel through your countenance. Direct them in accordance with their fears. Manage them in accordance with their desires. When you have destroyed the enemy and control their land, give order by assigning men to administrative posts. These are called the methods of war. So that hits pretty hard if you kind of delve into it a little bit, but basically what he's saying is direct them in accordance with their fears and then manage them in accordance with their desires. So to be a leader, you have to be strong in human psychology. You have to know what the people and the people of the enemy, right, of who you're trying to conquer, what these things are that drive them, right? Manage them according to their fears and manage them, and steer them according to their desires. And this is kind of the same thing that we see in the theme throughout how to win friends and influence people. It's about knowing the psychology of other people. It's about knowing what to say, when to say it, what not to say, and when not to say it, just like so many of the strategies of war.